What's going on, Blackjack 94? Birmingham, Alabama up in this motherfucker. What's going on, Port Cool out corner? What's going on with you, bullhead? Let me move the mouse so I don't accidentally stop my show. I think I deleted them other episodes. Hopefully. Let me check. Hopefully it don't stop nothing on the camera from recording my video. But I can't let that fuck my computer up because it happens. Boom. Got that deleted. Let me see. Am I still recording? Yup. What's going on? Foot on their neck. Cynthia Lewis. Boom. Boom. Go ahead, get the show started, dog. I got something to do later on anyway. When y'all be going like back and forth switching between platforms, do that mean that one platform stopped or the other one stopped? I don't be knowing. But I be seeing people doing that. They go from one page to the other page. Fix my camera angle. Nigga don't be having no headroom and shit. Pause. But what's happening with everybody joining the live? What's going on, King Jern? What's going on, Grand Imperial? What's going on, Paige? And then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Uncle Dolemite of the Too Much Game Podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. What's going on, Whitney? Today's episode, it's Malcolm X's birthday, my nigga. Happy C-Day, Malcolm X. The greatest to ever do it and shit. You already know. Got my Malcolm X t-shirt on. My recreation of that great Malcolm X photo, when he was sitting there with the SKS by the window. This my variation of it. So, happy C-Day to Malcolm X, my nigga. What's going on? That Mark, Ozzy, 50. Some of y'all niggas be having some crazy names. I ain't even gonna bullshit with you, but nigga, happy birthday to Malcolm X. Today's episode, it's gonna be like, about Malcolm X, my nigga. Cause y'all motherfuckers already know, man. Like, Malcolm X is my idol, my nigga. Like, that's the guy to me, nigga. Malcolm X. Like, he's the epitome of what people say when they use the term stand on business. That nigga always stood on business 100%, my nigga, to his last day, till his last breath. He stood on biz, my nigga. So that's what today's episode gonna be about. It's gonna be about standing on your square, my nigga. Like, having integrity. Always standing on your principles, your morals, your character. Like, whatever you say what you mean what you say. Like, walk always according to who you are as a person. Cause like Malcolm X said, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. What's going on, the homie K? Sports for You podcast. What's going on, both? Everybody joining the live. But like I said, my nigga, like that's why I always looked up to Malcolm X. That's why Malcolm X was always like my black history hero, my nigga. Like the one person who I always look to. You know how people will say, like, what would Jesus do? Like, I'm literally on what would Malcolm X do, my nigga. Like, Malcolm X is that for me. Like, he's almost like a religious entity to me. Like I've told people, like I literally view Malcolm X as a coming of what people say that Christ was, like a Messiah, if you will, because I look at the parallel between, who people call Jesus and Malcolm X. And to me, it's the same. Like, they killed Jesus for telling the truth. They killed Malcolm for telling the truth. They killed Tupac for telling the truth. Nigga, they killed Nipsey for telling the truth. Like, all these motherfuckers, my nigga. What's going on, Trill? Like that's how I look at Malcolm X. I literally look at Malcolm X the same way people look at Jesus, my nigga. Like he came through and he disrupted what a whole lot of people had going on that he considered to be some bullshit, my nigga. Like I said, to his own demise. Like he stood on business to the point where that's the reason he ain't here no more. But it's like, nigga, when you a real one, nigga, it just is what it is. Let me go ahead and mute my goddamn phone and shit. That shit was crazy. But like I said, like that's a thing, and not to, for me to tell y'all like, yeah, nigga, die. But at the same time, it's just some shit that, if you don't find nothing worth dying for, you ain't got nothing worth living for, my nigga. Like Malcolm X stood on something that he felt was worth losing his life for, my nigga. And I feel like that's like a real thing, my nigga. Like if it ain't nothing in your life that you willing to die for, there's no point in you living. Like what is it that makes your life important? What is it that you here for? Because honestly, like throughout the week, like when I was trying to think about what I was gonna do my show about, which I'm probably gonna end up doing a show about it, but this might tie into that. Like, who are you as a person? Like, whenever I do interviews and shit, like when I interview other people, like if I do have a guest on my podcast that I feel like interviewing, which 99 times out of 100 I don't do shit like that, but I've interviewed people like for they shows and other things. My first question that I always ask people when I interview is, who are you? Like, who are you as a person? What is it about you that motivates you to do the things that you do in life? Like, what do you deem to be important? What do you believe in? If there's something for you worth living for or dying for, what may that be? Malcolm X, it was his truth, my nigga. What's going on, Christy Love? What's going on, Real Spill Podcast? And like that's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, he died for what he stood for. Like he found something that was so important to him, he was willing to give his life for it. His people, his faith. Like, nigga, he stood on business, nigga, to literally the death of him. What's going on, Ken Scott Moore? What's going on, Heaven's World Podcast? Like that's why I have like the greatest of respect for Malcolm X. For all y'all just joining live, I'm sure y'all should know today Malcolm X birthday, my nigga. Luckily, I already got the day off, but usually I always take Malcolm X birthday off of work. Like, even if my job don't give me Malcolm X Day off, which, it's not a national holiday or nothing, because, they only gonna give you a holiday if they feel like they caught a W on you. Like the reason Martin Luther King got a day that's a national holiday and Malcolm X don't is because I think they felt like they scored a W on Martin Luther King. They could still make money off Martin Luther King name. Like they look at what like Martin Luther King did is, yeah, do it like that. If you're gonna protest, do everything peacefully. If you're gonna do that, do something that makes us feel comfortable. Do something that we're gonna smile about. Like Malcolm X was like, fuck that shit, nigga. We don't turn the other cheek, nigga. You slap me, I'ma slap you the fuck back. Like I've always been on that. Like I'm with the Malcolm X energy, my nigga. And that's not to take away from Martin Luther King. Like, don't get me wrong. I got the utmost respect for Martin Luther King because one thing about Martin Luther King is, nigga, you saw Martin Luther King out there in them streets, my nigga. Like Martin Luther King, good, bad, or however you felt about Martin Luther King, nigga, Martin Luther King done been locked up. Nigga, Martin Luther King did, nigga, he done been out there, same for his people. Him and Malcolm, they had different ways of going about things. They had different views, especially because they came from different religious backgrounds, but the goal was the same and the respect that they had was the same. So, I got the utmost respect for both of them. But if I had to choose, like I said, nigga, I'm a Malcolm X dude, man. Like Malcolm X is idol status to me, my nigga. What's going on, Burger Dungeon? What's up, Dwayne Johnson 21? But yeah, nigga, like I said, dog, like standing on business is what today's episode is about. Because when it comes to a nigga like Malcolm X, that's literally the embodiment of that. Because like I tell y'all, like once you choose a boundary, you won't be respected if you don't stand on what that boundary is. If you don't stand on what your motherfucking word is. If you don't stand on what you say and how you say shit, in who you are as a person, whether that's male or female, you won't be respected. And one thing I'm super big on is my motherfucking respect. Like nigga, I'm just the type of nigga that you're gonna respect me. Good, bad, ugly, and different. Even if you don't like me, you gonna respect me. Whether you like me or not, nigga, respect is gonna be paramount with me. Because I stand on everything I say, my nigga. Because once you falter on something you say, once somebody realize that you're not 100% solid in what you say and how you are and what you say you about, you open the door for somebody to not respect you or openly disrespect you. And what you say, real spill, neither approach was wrong, but I'm with Malcolm. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Martin Luther King had a good approach because he got shit done. He got laws changed. He got litigation changed. He made businesses change their practice. He did a whole lot for civil rights. So I have respect for what, Martin did and how he did it. But, I ain't with the sit-ins, nigga. I ain't with the letting you spray me with a water hose, nigga. I'm with the bullshit, nigga. I'm fighting fire with fire. Fuck all that. But like I said, like when it comes to who you are as a person, like the reason Malcolm X was so legendary was because nigga, he stood on everything he believed, my nigga. Like to the point where he felt like shit was, going foul in the Nation of Islam, and he even spoke against those people who got him into the religion that he was claiming, my nigga. Which is fucked up. The way that it all went down, but nigga, you can't do nothing but respect it. Like you can't do nothing but respect a motherfucker who stood on his shit, even to the detriment of himself. Cause like I said, my nigga, like I don't believe that you standing on business is 100% always gonna lead to your demise. But like I said, my nigga, if you don't have nothing that you willing to die for, like what is it for you to live for, my nigga? Like I tell motherfuckers, like, nigga, I got shit worth dying for my kids, my family, people who I love, my respect as a man. Like, nigga, it's just some shit that I'm just not finna let nobody step on no matter what, my nigga. Like, there's just some shit that you just ain't finna get away with me. Like, I'm always gonna stand on my fucking square. Like I said, like, it's not always a thing of violence, because, when it comes to standing on business, nigga, sometimes it's literally if I tell you I'm not with this and you do that, you cross that boundary, I'ma leave you the fuck alone. Even if I like you, even if I love you, even if I make money with you, even if I work with you, even if I work for you. There's just some shit that I'm not gonna fucking tolerate. I'm gonna stand on biz, my nigga. I'm going to demonstrate no matter what, no matter who it is. Like I told y'all in the episode, give them something to respect. Like that's what standing on business is all about, my nigga. Like this is what the fuck I said. This is what the fuck it is. Anything outside of this, I'm not fucking with it. Nigga, there's going to be a demonstration after this. So cross this boundary if you want to, and I'm gonna demonstrate. Like Malcolm X said, my nigga, by any means necessary. Like that's what it is with me, my nigga. Like literally, I live by those words. A whole lot of times when you see the Malcolm X picture, that's what's written under it. By any means necessary, my nigga, by hook or crook, my nigga. No matter what I gotta do to get it, I'ma get it. Like that's literally my approach to life. That's my approach to hustling. That's my approach to business. That's my approach to anything. Podcasting, comedy, anything that I do to make money, work, how I take care of my family, how I take care of my kids, it's all nigga. No matter what I gotta do, I'ma do it. No matter what it takes, nigga, by any means necessary, my nigga. Like if I gotta do it by legal or illegal means, if I gotta do it the right way, the wrong way, the good way, the bad way, I'm doing it because it's that important to me, my nigga. I'm gonna stand on whatever the fuck I say. Nigga, if you disrespect me, I'm going to demonstrate, even if it hurts, even if I don't like the outcome of it. But I'm not finna let you come at me sideways or do something that I told you that I'm not with. I stand on my square, my nigga. I stand on business. I'm 100% solid in my motherfucking stance. Like one of my earlier episodes, I think it was like episode 3. It was 2 or 3, the integrity episode, because I'm such a big believer on integrity. I believe that your integrity is a big part of how people respect you, how people view you, how people approach you, how people come at you. Like a man of integrity don't have much to worry about when it comes to disrespect. Because a man of integrity, 9 times out of 10, is gonna be respected by default. Like you're not finna come at me sideways because you understand that I'm a man of integrity. All of my relationships are that much stronger because I'm a man of integrity. Like I tell y'all, like nigga, I've never been known for being like the most gangster ass nigga in the world, like the best fighter, the best shooter, or none of that shit. But I've always been known for being solid, my nigga. Like I've always stood on biz because my nigga, I'm a follower of Malcolm X. Everything that I seen in him is what I want to emulate in my life. Like I said, not to the point of me like being a Muslim or none of that shit, but just the way that he carried himself, the way that he moved, the way that he studied. The way that no matter what he said, you just believe what a nigga like that says because of how powerful he is in his stance on anything, my nigga. It was like no matter what this nigga said, you just took that shit serious because he just wasn't the type of nigga that you seen as a nigga that be playing like that. What's going on, my nigga Ant? What's going on, Rod Uncensored? What's up, Mr. Shots? What's going on, Simply Ball Dropping Podcast? But like that's why I look up to Malcolm X to such a degree. Because seeing a motherfucker that you know for a fact stands on every single word he ever says, like, nigga, you can't help but to respect a nigga like that. Like, that's why I carry myself like that. Because I always would say shit like, and this was like one of my homeboys' pops. Like the way my homeboy pops was like the same way like how I look at Malcolm X. Like the type of nigga that he just seemed like he never has to say I'm sorry. Like I always thought that was like the dopest shit in any fucking man. Like the definition of manhood to me was like, nigga, I'll never have to apologize because I never do nothing that I'ma feel sorry for. If I did it, it's because I wanted to. If I did it because I decided to. If I did it because I felt like that was the right thing to do. So I'll never have to say I'm sorry because I never do nothing that I see as a fucking mistake. Like, nigga, I stand whatever I did that shit. Why'd I do it? Cause I wanted to. No matter what the fuck it was. Like, nigga, that's how I look at Malcolm X. Nigga, Malcolm X seemed like the nigga that ain't never backtracked on shit he said, my nigga. Like, nigga, the definition of a real nigga in every sense of the fucking word, my nigga. Like, I literally look at Malcolm X as that. And like I said, that's how my homeboy Pops was. Like when I was little, like he was just one of them nigga, and nigga, I said what the fuck I said, my nigga. And what? Say something, do something. Like that's always like I always looked up to that shit. I always wanted to be that type of dude. Cause like I tell y'all, like nigga, me, growing up, I always would find things that I saw in like older dudes, people who I looked up to, like OGs around me, and I would just take little pieces of different people's personalities. And, that would be how I would pattern who I am as a man. Because like I said, nigga, a lot of niggas nowadays are fucked up in the game because they don't have no examples of what a man is. Like all they have a lot of times is their mom, TV shows, TV characters, YouTube, rappers and shit like that. Like me personally, nigga, I read Malcolm X's book. I think I was like 12 or some shit like that when my teacher gave me the I think it was the autobiography of Malcolm X, but it was also written by Alex Haley. It's the motherfucking deal. Maxed out for the bankroll, the ism in the motherfucking building. But yeah, like I read Malcolm X's book when I was like young. It was written by Malcolm X and Alex Haley. Like, nigga, that shit literally changed my life, my nigga. That shit changed how I view manhood, how I view respect, how I carry myself as a man, how I view other men, and just how I am as a person in general, my nigga. Like that nigga Malcolm X was like everything to me because I was just like, this nigga was the realest nigga that ever walked up. This a real nigga in every sense of the word. Like, that's why, nigga, I literally take off work on Malcolm X's birthday. Like, it's like two birthdays of motherfuckers who I'm not related to that I always have like a ceremony for. And that's Malcolm X's birthday and Nipsey birthday. Every year on Nipsey birthday, August, I think it's the 18th, I always get a bottle of Vouv. I pour Vouv out for Nipsey Hussle birthday every year. I get a bottle of Vouv Clico, pour that out for my nigga Nipsey. And Malcolm X's birthday, I'm always taking off work. I don't work on Malcolm X's birthday. You know, I some jobs I get Martin Luther King birthday off, but no matter where I work at, I'm taking off for Malcolm X birthday because it's that important to me, my nigga. May 19th, nigga. It's solidified, my nigga. Like I remember when I seen Nipsey Hustle with the Malcolm X piece on the chain, I was like, damn, that nigga beat me to it. Cause I always said, like, if I ever like, had bread to get a custom piece made, everybody got the Jesus piece, my nigga. Millions of niggas got that Jesus piece. I think Biggie Smalls might have been the first one with it, but that Malcolm piece, that's the piece that I get. Like, especially like right now, like if I was to get another like big ass chain piece like this, it's definitely gonna be the Malcolm X or possibly Nipsey. But I seen a couple niggas with the Nipsey. They shit was like tiny, like a quarter, but I get a big one. Pause. But like I said, my nigga, like that's how I view Malcolm though. Like a nigga who stood on every motherfucking word he said. Like even the way that I deliver my message. Like I always wanted to be a powerful speaker like Malcolm X was. Like just every word, just the way that he delivered his shit was just like, nigga, you just was captivated by the shit. Like, nigga, that shit just made you want to listen. Like, no matter what this motherfucker talking about, I'm listening. Just because he sounds educated. He sounds serious. He sound like he not playing about that shit. He sound like he has the utmost of belief in every word he says. Like, that's how I always wanted to be. Like, as a podcaster, like, even before I had a podcast, when I would just be talking shit on Snapchat, just making little videos, just chilling in conversations with my homeboys and shit. Like I always wanted to be that type of speaker. Like nigga, no matter what I say, y'all motherfuckers is gonna be tuned the fuck in. Because nigga, number one, I know what I'm talking about, and number two, I'm serious about what I'm talking about. Like I believe in everything I say. Like I'm not just talking to be talking. I'm talking because what I'm saying is fucking important. It's valuable. Like I said, like just with this whole fucking podcast, like nigga, a whole lot of what I do on a daily basis, like I said, nigga, I literally walk around on what would Malcolm X do? How would Malcolm X handle this? Like I don't got the WWJD, my nigga, because and it's kind of weird, but like this ain't something I really talk about on the show all the time, but like I'm not no fucking Christian. As much as I quote the Bible on this motherfucker, like I'm not like a big believer in the Jesus that they sold us as, the son of God and all of that shit. No shade to it, no shade to Christians or people who believe in Christianity because, that's something that a whole lot of people believe in, and that's something that literally gets them up every morning. It stops them from doing bad things and it gets them to do good things because they think they going to heaven. And that's cool, my nigga. Like I'm not finna shit on that. But do I believe in it? No. What's going on, my nigga Billy G. Williams? What's going on, my nigga Richie? What's going on? GMFR 33. Like I said, like what Jesus is to y'all, Malcolm X is to me, my nigga. When I think of what my example is for how I'm gonna move, how I guide my steps by how I think Malcolm X would move. And like I said, nigga, it's not that I don't believe in God. I do believe in God. I'm agnostic. I'm not a Christian. So do I believe things that are written in the Bible? Yeah, sure I do. There's a whole lot of good information. There's a whole lot of shit that I read in the Bible that I live by to this day. But, it's just religious text that anything that I find truth in, I can fuck with the truth that I find in it. And anything that I find lies in, I just don't fuck with that part. Like, okay, this was true, this was true, this was true. But that shit right there, that's some bullshit. I ain't fucking with that part. Just like I tell a whole lot of niggas, like one thing that I do respect about the Nation of Islam, those niggas are well versed on the Quran and the Bible. A whole lot of motherfuckers don't realize a lot of those niggas, them niggas read the Bible more than most Christians do. Like I told y'all, like me as a person who I tell y'all all the time that I'm not a Christian. I've read the Bible cover to cover like 3 times. A whole lot of niggas, like I remember when I left church because I was heavy in church from about '07 to 2010. Those was the years that I was in church real heavy. To the point where, and this goes to what I tell y'all about integrity, what I tell y'all about standing on business in the way that I walk around life and how I view integrity and standing on who I am as a person. No matter what I do, I'ma do it 100%. I podcast all the time. As a podcaster, I'm 100% serious in what I do as a podcaster. Nigga, when in comedy, I'm 100% serious in what I do as a fucking comedian. No matter what I do, I'm serious. So when it came to me as a Christian, nigga, I didn't use profanity, nigga, I didn't smoke weed. I didn't do nothing purposely that I viewed as a sin. Was I perfect? Fuck no, my nigga, because no human is perfect. We all flawed. But the approach that I had to Christianity is the same approach that I had to everything. So when I was a Christian, I didn't cuss. Like flat out, nigga. Like most motherfuckers who knew me, the way that I talk now, motherfucker shit, bitch, and all that shit, nigga, I wasn't talking like that at all as a Christian. I didn't cuss. And the reason I wasn't cussing is because, the way that it was put to me, you ain't supposed to be using that type of language. So I wasn't using that type of language, and people would always ask, how did you stop cussing? And I would tell them because God could see me no matter where I go, no matter what I do. So if I wouldn't cuss in front of the pastor or I wouldn't cuss in front of my grandma, why would I cuss in front of God knowing he could see me all day? Even like when it came to like me in sin when I was a Christian. Nigga, when I was a Christian and I was sin and I would do something that I felt was wrong, I would literally claim First John 1:9. Like if you admit your sins in front of man, you'll be forgiven for the motherfuckers. So literally, my nigga, like when I was in church, like for real, nigga, you wouldn't hear me cussing because I'm like, nigga, I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna stop cussing because this nigga's in front of me. But I'm not gonna stop cussing when God could see me all day, every day. Because if you're a Christian, you should believe that God is watching you 24/7. He's omnipotent. He's omniscient, my nigga. Meaning he knows all and he's everywhere. So there's nothing that you do that God can't see. There's nothing that you say that God can't hear. So why would you do something in front of man? Or, why would you stop doing something in front of man, but do it in front of God who can see you all the time? That's what makes you a hypocrite. That was the integrity that I had when I was in church, my nigga. Like, I know God can hear and see me, so I'm just not gonna do this shit. Whether it's motherfuckers around or not, whether I'm being watched or not. Because if you really in church and you really believe, you are being watched. You are being listened to at all fucking times. There's nothing that you can do or say that God can't hear or see. So I always kept that shit in mind. And again, like back to what I'm saying about Malcolm, that's how I move based on how I feel about Malcolm X. Like, nigga, I'm not doing nothing behind closed doors that I wouldn't do in front of niggas. I'm not saying nothing behind a nigga back that I wouldn't say to his motherfucking face. Especially because like shit that I tell y'all every time on this fucking show. There's nothing you're gonna say about niggas that won't fuck around and make it to the nigga that you talking about. So you might as well not say it if you can't say it to him. Like I don't believe that everybody has the level of integrity that I have. What's going on, Mark? What's going on, Janae? What's going on, Laugh Now Network? Like, I don't believe that motherfuckers is gonna keep secrets. Cause something that I always say, nigga, your secret is safe with whoever you tell and they 3 closest friends. If you tell a nigga a secret, my nigga, it don't die with him. It's a very, very small percentage of people, maybe 0.1% of people on this planet, that when you tell them a secret, that's the last that that secret is gonna be spoken. 99 times out of 100, most niggas, you tell them something, and whoever they gonna tell they girl, they gonna tell their best friend, and they gonna tell somebody who they feel you'll never ever meet. Those are the three people that they gonna tell, my nigga. Sometimes a lot of these bitch ass niggas, oh, they gonna tell exactly who you was talking about. So if you say Chuck a bitch, they gonna tell Chuck that you said he was a bitch, my nigga. So watch who you tell people shit. Especially because like I've told y'all on multiple recent episodes, just because you're telling somebody who at the time that you tell them a secret is your friend, don't mean that down the line that person will no longer be your friend. And then once you fall out with that person, whatever you told them, it's going everywhere. A whole lot of motherfuckers, once you fall out with people, fuck your secret. It ain't a secret no more. Now I'm telling everybody. A whole lot of motherfuckers that you don't fuck with no more will literally use your bullshit against you, my nigga. So that's why I don't even believe in telling niggas shit that I don't want out, my nigga. Because I don't believe that I'm gonna be friends with niggas forever. And a lot of times, once your friendship end, nigga, so does the privacy of your fucking secret. But what y'all saying? That nigga Mark said niggas won't say shit to your face. A lot won't. Some will. I will. But a lot won't. What you say, Portobello is no longer a secret. Yeah. What you say, Mark? Once you tell someone it's not a secret. Exactly. Noodle said true. And that's the fucking thing, my nigga. Like anything that you deem to be something that you don't want nobody to hear, write that shit down and burn it. Write that shit down, ball that shit up, throw that shit away. Get rid of that shit. But you tell another human, that shit is getting spread to other people, my nigga. Like that's just a fact of life. That's just something that you should just know. But again, my nigga, like this show ain't me telling y'all some shit you ain't never heard. This show is literally me telling you some shit to remind you of some shit that you probably already knew. So you can walk in the knowledge that you already have. Like keep your goddamn thinking cap on and move consciously. That's what this motherfucking show is, nigga. I know y'all niggas smart. Y'all know every goddamn thing in the world. But sometimes I gotta remind you, that's what this motherfucking show is. But that's the thing. Like, I move in integrity at all times, no matter who can see me, no matter who can't see me. There's nothing that I do in the eyes of people that I wouldn't do behind closed doors, and vice versa. Like just on some funny shit, my nigga. Like shit recently during a sexual interaction, a woman tried to eat my ass, my nigga. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is you doing? She doing her thing, and then she try to lift a nigga shit up and do some bullshit. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And she like, oh, you don't like that done? I'm like, hell no. She like, everybody say they don't like it done, but a lot of niggas like it done. She like, I won't tell nobody. Bitch, what the fuck that got to do with any motherfucking thing? Like, I don't give a fuck if you gonna tell somebody or not. I ain't with that bullshit. And the thing is, like, a whole lot of niggas out here is into some nasty shit that they don't want to tell nobody, my nigga. Like, it's a whole lot of shit that niggas be sitting in a circle of niggas. I never do that. Ugh, that's gross. Oh, hell no. That's gay. And them niggas is with all that shit. Like the more I talk to women, the more stories that women tell me, the more I realize I'm pretty sure I'm around some niggas that get pegged. Them niggas will never tell me. Them niggas will never say it publicly. But I'm pretty fucking sure some niggas out here like getting they motherfucking booty played with, and they just keeping it a goddamn secret. Because some of the interactions that I've had out here, these women is like, nigga, you don't like this? Everybody likes this. Why you ain't doing this? Niggas like this. I'm like, I don't like that shit. I ain't with that shit. I don't give a fuck if you died after this, my nigga. I'm just not with that shit. I don't give a fuck who you tell or don't tell. That shit not happening to me, my nigga. And again, like this goes to just how I am as a person. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck if nobody know. I ain't down with some if I ain't down with it, I ain't down with it. I ain't down with it in public, private, period. If I tell you I ain't down with something, I don't give a fuck who around. I ain't down with it. It's just some shit that I ain't gonna do no matter what. No matter what town I'm in, no matter what I drink, smoke, no matter what I do. It's just some shit that ain't gonna happen to me. You're not playing with my ass, my nigga. But it's a whole lot of niggas out there that secretly niggas like getting they booty played with, my nigga. But what you say? Facts is crazy. I still hold information for niggas I don't fuck with at all no more and won't ever say shit. Yeah, and again, nigga, that's a very small group of people, my nigga. 99% of motherfuckers, and we all know, we've all had this happen to us. You told somebody something when y'all was cool, and then when y'all wasn't cool no more, them niggas went and told that shit. And that's part of why I just don't do shit behind closed doors that I wouldn't do in public, my nigga. Because you never know when that action that you thought was a secret will come out. You never know when that thing that you did with that person becomes a public situation. So if it's something that you wouldn't want spoken on publicly, don't do it privately. And what he said, they be shocked when you ain't in the shit. Lets me know niggas is okay with that. Exactly, my nigga. That's the fucking thing, dog. Like it's a whole lot of niggas out here that do some freaky shit on the sneaky. Same with women, my nigga. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers that you find out later on in life that just because somebody say they not down with it don't mean that, when the time is right, they down with that shit, my nigga. Like me personally, nah, I'm cool. That shit just it ain't cool with me. And my thing is, like I've told people, like nigga, I got some shit that if I did it, I fucking did it, my nigga. If I like it, I like it. If I'm into it, I'm into it. Give a fuck what niggas think about me. Like I tell motherfuckers, like, and this is a thing too. Like, I'm not ashamed of my flaws. I'm not ashamed of my motherfucking mistakes. If I did it, I did it. Like I said, my nigga, like what I respect and admire about Malcolm X, the same thing that I respect and admired about my homeboy's dad was, nigga, if I did it, I did that shit. I'm gonna stand on that. If I said it, I said it, my nigga. Yup, I said that. Even if it's something that I might apologize for based on I didn't like how you felt about what I said, but I'm not gonna apologize for what I said. I'm gonna apologize for how it made you feel. But I said what the fuck I said. I'm sorry that you didn't like what I said, but I said that shit. I meant that shit. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't mean it. Like this is why as a man, something that I always preach to y'all is to check your fucking emotions. Check your motherfucking ego. Don't allow nobody to get you so out of character that you're gonna say something that you're gonna regret saying. Nigga, when you get into your fucking feelings, something that we all do as human beings, shut the fuck up. When I'm in my feelings, when somebody get me upset, when somebody get me mad, sad, or indifferent, if you got me to the point where I'm like, whoo, motherfucker, I'ma shut the fuck up. If me and you was in a bad interaction and I get real quiet, it's because the next shit come out of my mouth I might regret. So I'm not gonna say it. I don't wanna ever say nothing that I'm gonna have to fucking apologize for. So when I'm in my feelings, I'm shutting the fuck up. If you my girlfriend, if you my homeboy, if you my boss, if you anybody who I interact with or have any level of relationship with, when I get in my feelings, I'm shutting the fuck up because I know me. I know sometimes I got the tendency to tell some truths that I might not want to be spoken on publicly. So I'd rather just shut the fuck up until I could go back to being tactful. Because I understand that when you in a emotionally heightened state, your IQ drops dramatically. Your level of couth drops dramatically. Your level of tact, your ability to be nice, your ability to say things that massage a person's ego, that shit goes away. So, in order for me to keep our relationship where it is, I'ma shut the fuck up because these next words I say might end our friendship, and I don't want that. And that's how I move as a man. If it's something that I don't want to say, I'm just not gonna say it. If it's something that I feel I just should shut the fuck up on, I'ma shut the fuck up. Cause like I said, nigga, if I said it, I said it. It ain't nothing that a motherfucker gonna tell you that I told them that if I really said it, I'ma say I didn't say. Oh no, I said that shit. That's exactly what the fuck I said. Cause I'ma stand on that shit, nigga. I stand on business, nigga, no matter what, nigga. I stand on my motherfucking integrity. I am who I am, whether you like it or not. If you don't like my truth, you don't like me. If I gotta lie to fuck with you, you don't like me. And if that be the case, I don't want your ass around me. I don't want no nigga I can't be honest with. I don't want no nigga that only likes the lies that I tell them. If I gotta lie to fuck with you, I don't wanna fuck with you. I don't wanna fuck with nobody who I gotta pretend to be somebody to be around. If you can't fuck with me for who I am in totality and honestly, fuck you, nigga. I don't need you around me. And what you say, Noodle, my guy, with a fact, stand on what you said. I get low when I'm in my feelings. Exactly. Like I said, my nigga, like me personally, like I'm just not the type of person that likes to apologize. I hate apologizing. That's just not something I'm into. Like, do I mind? No. Like I said, if I do something that offends you, or if I do something you don't like, or if I do something that you felt was wrong, I don't mind apologizing if, I feel like maybe what I did in my head or in my heart or my intentions was good, but due to the execution of what I did, you felt wronged by it. Yes, of course I'll apologize. What's going on, Cuzzo? The real T, you up in this motherfucker? Like, I don't mind apologizing if something that I did offended you. I did what I did, but I apologize for the results of what I did. Because I don't never do nothing purposely to be malicious to nobody unless you did something to me and I got to demonstrate in reply to something that you did. You did something fucked up and I did something fucked up back. Again, I'm not apologizing for something that I did in revenge. I'm not apologizing for something that I did because you did me foul. But if I did something with the right intentions and it went wrong, then as a man, I can apologize. Like if I thought you did something foul, I was under some misinformation or we had a miscommunication or something like that. And I might call you out your name and I do something. I meant it when I did it, but it was based on some information that was incorrect. So I don't mind apologizing on the fact that I was wrong in what I did. Now if I was right, then I wouldn't apologize. If I meant that shit, I didn't motherfucking apologize and I won't apologize because I meant that shit when I said it. I meant it when I did it. But if I was wrong, then I don't mind saying, oh shit, nigga, I ain't even realized it. That wasn't even you that did what happened. Or, my bad, cause I didn't realize that this. Like, nigga, I was in a state of being in a mistake. I was misinformed. Then yes, I'll apologize. But it ain't nothing that I said to a nigga that in the moment of me saying it, I meant it, nigga, I'm always gonna mean it. Cause I meant that. Cause that's how I am. If I said it, it's cause I meant it, my nigga. I don't just say shit to be saying shit. I'm not finna blame it on the liquor. I'm not finna blame it on my feelings. I'm not gonna blame it on my kids, my girl. Oh man, I was just sad. Oh man, I just had a long day at work. Oh man, it was because the Raiders lost a football game. Man, fuck all that. Nigga, I said what the fuck I said. It is what the fuck it is, my nigga. I don't do that shit. I don't apologize for nothing that I meant to do. What's going on, Baylor the Great? My nigga BTG for president. Nigga, open run with BTG podcast. What's the deal, Baylor? Motherfucking big baller, richest nigga in California, richest podcaster out this way. But like I said, like, and that's the fucking thing when it comes to standing on business, my nigga. You know, if you watch what you say and you deem everything that you say to be important, you'll be more likely to be conscious before you speak. To be conscious in how you feeling before you speak. To be conscious about who you're speaking to when you speak. That's how you avoid being in a situation where you have to apologize for what you say. Like there's just certain niggas I just flat out don't talk to because I know they the type of nigga that's gonna run their motherfucking mouth. Like nigga, sometimes it's not that what you saying you don't want said to people, but nigga, sometimes it just ain't for that motherfucker to hear. So some shit you just can't say to certain motherfuckers because it's like, nigga, I might be planning a surprise party for a motherfucker. I might be planning another surprise for a motherfucker that they might not deem to be a party. But it gotta be kept away from that motherfucker until it's time for us to share information with this person or share demonstration with this person. So depending on who I'm talking to, I might not want to say shit around them. But like I said, I always remain conscious in all my moves. Again, something that I seen in Malcolm X and how he was is how I am and how I try to be as a person. Like nigga, Malcolm X was a highly disciplined person. Something that I deem to be a quality that a lot of people don't have, that I always wanted to have and I always strive to have, being very disciplined. What's going on, my nigga Junior? What's going on? It's that World Champ 2.0. Like, nigga, I believe in being disciplined. Like I tell y'all, just about my diet and how I eat. Like, nigga, I'm trying to cut meat out of my diet. Pause. Like I only eat that shit like on weekends. Monday through Friday, I don't eat meat. Nigga, Monday through Fridays, I'm a motherfucking vegetarian. Like I eat cheese and shit. I might drink milk. But nigga, everything else, nigga, I'm either eating some rice, some yogurt, granola, trail mix, salad. Throughout the week, that's how I eat. Like I'm a very disciplined individual on purpose, my nigga. Because like I believe discipline is a big, strong trait in a man. I feel like men should be disciplined. There's some shit that you just shouldn't say, shouldn't do, especially when it comes to things that are wrong, are incorrect. Nigga, once I know that something that I'm doing is not the right thing to do, nigga, I don't do it. I'm not saying that eating meat is wrong, but I know that eating that shit a whole lot, especially red meat and pork, will fuck you up in the long run. So I do the best that I can to avoid that shit. Same with like I said, profanity back when I was a Christian. I avoided using profanity because I believe in being a disciplined individual, my nigga. Like nigga, when it comes to my health, like how I take care of myself. Like nigga, I do push-ups throughout the fucking day, my nigga. Like I try to remain disciplined. If it's something that I told myself I was gonna do, I make sure to do that shit. I'm a disciplined individual. Just like when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to comedy, when it comes to anything that I do as a person, I always try to remain disciplined. Like I said, nigga, it's what will Malcolm X do? What's going on, my nigga Aladdin Saddam, my motherfucking brother from Kansas City? Like I'm always like, nigga, as a disciplined individual, there's just some things that I do even when I don't want to do them. There's some things that I'm gonna do because I know that it's the right thing to do, and I'm gonna stand on that shit no matter what because I understand the importance of it. Like I said, my nigga, there's some things that I'm gonna live and die on, and who I am as a person, the value that I hold on myself, how important that I am as a person. I stand on that shit. It's always what will Malcolm X do, my nigga. Like my nigga Aladdin Saddam said, "Happy birthday, Malcolm X." Hell yeah, nigga. That's what we on, my nigga. It's Malcolm X Day. That's why I got the shirt on, my nigga. This my Malcolm X t-shirt. That's this me recreating that shit. But like I said, dog, like discipline was a big reason that I looked up to Malcolm X so much. Like to see a dude who no matter what, he was who he was. Like nigga, I remember the movie, what was it, like A Night in shit. I forgot. But the movie was about Malcolm X, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and one other motherfucker. I forgot who that fourth person was. But basically in the movie it was Sam Cooke, Malcolm X, Jim Brown, and whoever that fourth, I think it was Muhammad Ali. I don't think it was it Muhammad Ali. I ain't sure, but I think they was all in the hotel because Muhammad Ali had a fight. And the movie was on some like damn near like some 12 Angry Men type shit. Like it was basically telling the story of a night of four niggas just hanging out amongst each other. And just, the way that all four of their personalities was, just they characters, it was just a trip to see how they interacted with each other. But like it was funny because Malcolm X was like the killjoy of the group. Like this nigga had like the fucking vanilla ice cream and like just little goofy type shit. But even in that, it's like nigga, this nigga was really like Malcolm X all day, 24/7. He just was who he was. And like I said, nigga, that's something that like I've always been to niggas who've always known me. Like everybody who's always known me, whether it be a friend from a long time ago or a family member or niggas who I've done business with, people who've worked with me, I'm the same no matter where I am. I don't fucking code switch. I don't change how I talk. I don't change how I walk. I don't pretend to be nothing for no fucking body. Like you gonna get this same personality no matter who the fuck I'm around. I'm always this. Good, bad, or ugly. Nigga, you don't gotta like me, homie. I'm this all day. I'm like this in front of my friends. I'm like this in front of my family. I'm like this in front of my kids. I'm like this at work. Nigga, I am who I am. I'm with what I'm with and I'm not with who I'm not with. Like nigga, it's always this. I'ma stand on my square no matter what. I'm standing on business 24/7, 365, my nigga. Like I don't change for no motherfucking body. I don't mix it to fix it, nigga. It is what the fuck it is. If you like me, cool. If you don't like me, cool. But I am who I am. Like that's what I respect about Malcolm X. Like you don't never hear motherfuckers like, oh, well, behind closed doors, it was this. Like, nigga, I am who I am, my nigga. And I respect anybody who's like that, my nigga. I respect motherfuckers who stand on business. What you say, Baylor? You left the Bentley GT dyno bike over here. I'ma leave it next to the platinum PS5 control you bought. I think your driver's picking them up. See, that's how you know Baylor lying, cause he said the PlayStation control. Nigga, I'm team Xbox. Nigga. Team Xbox. That's how you know Baylor lying. That nigga Baylor live in a fucking a compound of mansions, my nigga. Like you need to talk to a security guard to get into the gate where Baylor live at, my nigga. I'm not gonna disclose where Baylor live because I had to sign an NDA to even get into the place that he live in. They made me sign some paperwork just to get in that motherfucker because how rich Baylor is. But like I said, like I respect anybody who stand on business. Like I even respect motherfuckers who stand on not liking me. Like nigga, I got motherfuckers who I don't fuck with and they don't fuck with me. But I still had the utmost respect for them because of how they moved in our disagreement, in our exit of each other, males and females, homeboys, homegirls, co-workers, and all that shit. Because like my thing is, no matter what it is between me and you, stand on that shit. I've told y'all motherfuckers all the time, like nigga, I'm not mad when I gotta part ways with somebody. This shit was 2022. I think I was with somebody for like a year and she blocked me and never unblocked me, my nigga. This the realest chick ever, my nigga. And I admittedly I was wrong in our interaction as far as how we dealt with each other in our dating situation, my nigga. Like I take full accountability and responsibility for the fact that I wasn't what I should have been in our interaction. And the thing is, it's not because of, like I said, it's not because of what I did was something that I felt was wrong on purpose or, nothing like that. It's just that what she thought our interaction was, it wasn't. And even though I was completely honest in everything that I did, everything that I was, my apology was more for, again, how I made her feel in what my actions was because I never do nothing intentionally wrong. I don't never do nothing to intentionally be a liar or be a bad person. But if my execution was wrong in what I did, I apologize for how it made you feel. I apologize for the fact that I hurt you. I don't apologize for how I move because I move intentionally in everything that I do. But I do apologize for how that shit made you feel. And when she blocked me, she never unblocked me, nigga. She blocked me on everything. Cash App, Instagram, Twitter, motherfucking Snapchat. She blocked me on everything, nigga. Never to be spoken to again. And I respect that. I'm like, you stood on your square, and I respect that shit. I got the utmost respect for it. Because even though I wish that we could still be friends, I respect your decision to end the friendship. Because if you feel like we can't be cool, that's cool. And I got respect for that. Just like I respect people who forgive because that's how they feel. Because like I tell people, nigga, nobody can make you look stupid. Only you can make you look stupid. So because somebody wronged you and you forgave them, that don't make you look stupid. Fuck what a person say about what you forgive, because if you feel genuinely in your heart that it's worth a forgiving, then forgive a person. But if you feel like you shouldn't forgive them, then don't forgive them. And you shouldn't have to apologize either way. I got people who are forgiven for some things that a lot of people wouldn't forgive people for. And I got some shit that I will not forgive people for that other people will forgive somebody for. But again, I'm standing on whatever the fuck that is. If I don't fuck with you forever, I'm standing on that. If I said I wouldn't fuck with you, but later on I came back and said, you know what, I was wrong. I'm a fuck with you because I was incorrect. Then I'ma stand on that too. Damn nigga, you fucking with homeboy? Didn't that nigga do such and such? Yeah, but that's my bro. So being that that's my bro, I'ma forget that nigga because that's my motherfucking brother. And I'ma stand on it either way, my nigga. But I respect it. Like I said, nigga, as long as you stand on biz, I respect it either way, whether I agree with it or not. Like I said, when it comes to who I fuck with and don't fuck with, either way, nigga, long as both stand on business, it is what it is. And what you say, I respect people that stay in their lane, but don't mind helping others while on that journey. Me too. What you say, slim boss, exactly. Take accountability for your decisions. Always. Because like I said, like when it comes to me, I always believe in staying solid in whatever decision that I make, whatever move I make, whatever I do or don't do. Nigga, it's always very intentional. Because like I said, nigga, I hate to apologize, but I don't mind apologizing if I was wrong. If I genuinely feel like I was wrong, I'll apologize with 100% sincerity. Because like I tell people, nigga, I knew what I was doing when I did this shit. But if what I did was incorrect in my execution, then I don't mind being like, you know what? I ain't realized that I was wrong. So being that I was wrong, I apologize for the wrong that I did because I never want to be wrong on purpose. I never want to be that person that do some bullshit. And this is like a thing that I probably wish I would have brought up earlier, but like nobody's right 100% of the fucking time. So if you wrong, nigga, like stand on the fact that you was wrong. Because like I said, like with the thought of standing on business, nigga, I could stand on the fact that I was wrong as a man. Like I was incorrect. So I can easily apologize when I'm wrong because I'm a fucking man and I fuck up. I make mistakes. So I'm like, you know what? Nigga, I was wrong. I was in the red. I shouldn't have did that shit. That shit wasn't right. So I apologize, my nigga, as a man. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that. That shit was incorrect. Like I said, I might have been misinformed. I might not have knew something. Like I said about that dating situation. I didn't realize how much she had developed feelings for me to the point of being heartbroken because of how I was moving. Because like I said, my nigga, like as a man, like I'm still learning certain shit. So I don't give a fuck how much you tell a person this ain't that, this ain't that, this ain't that. If you do certain things in the dynamics of a motherfucking relationship, my nigga, they're gonna develop feelings for you. And you can't stop the feelings that they develop for you. So even though you might have been honest in what you was saying and even in what you was doing, nigga, you can't choose how a person feels about you. So in that, I'm like, I apologize for making you feel a way that I couldn't control. My bad. I ain't mean to break your heart. I ain't do the shit on purpose, but it was what it was. My fucking bad. And again, I didn't mind apologizing, but she blocked the fuck out of me, my nigga. I don't think she heard the apology because I was already blocked. But it is what it is. And like I said, like as a man, as a motherfucker who's solid in the person who they are and the character that they are, like nigga, apologizing ain't nothing for a motherfucker that, it's nothing for me to hold myself accountable, my nigga. It's nothing for me to hold myself responsible for things that I've done incorrectly. Because I understand that as a man, I'm flawed. I'm not fucking perfect. I make mistakes. I don't know everything. So there's gonna be some times I'm gonna bump my head on shit. And it's nothing for me to fucking apologize, my nigga. It is what the fuck it is. But like I said, I don't go out there doing shit that I feel like I'm gonna have to apologize for. That's why I respect those types of niggas who like that nigga probably never apologizes because everything he do, he does intentionally. And like I said, like I have the utmost respect for motherfuckers who move like that. And what you say, Rod? I hate keyboard warriors on social media. Shit, nigga, me too, nigga. That's why I don't really fuck with them. Me personally, like I don't even have interactions with motherfuckers who fake tough on the internet. Cause I'm like, shit, nigga, if you can't pull up and say it, nigga, there's nothing for me to say in reply to you because you just a bitch ass nigga. Like I don't even care about bitch ass niggas in real life. Like, like I said, like when I think about the people who I pay the most attention to in life, the people who I look up to, the people who I have respect for, the people who I deal with, like I don't even deal with bitch ass niggas. Like I don't even have no time or energy for bitch ass niggas. Like I be too busy watching content that I enjoy and being around people who I'm cool with and people who I enjoy to even focus or have any fucking attention for motherfuckers who I don't fuck with, don't like, don't enjoy, don't respect. Like if I don't have no positive feelings towards you, nigga, I can't even like really speak on you because bitch ass niggas don't even come in my radar. What's going on, that Black Mike? Nigga, is you going to the shit in Corona? Because after I finish recording, I'm going. I'm going up there to Rockefellers tonight for Sunday Fun Day with Maury, Landy. Who all gonna be there? I think my nigga Ant gonna be there, Andy Boy, a bunch of comedians out this motherfucker. We all gonna be in Corona at Rockefellers this evening, for a cool little night of comedy. So once I finish this show, I'm running out there because I want to get my motherfucking laugh on. Might even fuck around, hit the stage. I don't know, depending on how the night go. But yeah, nigga, like I said, like just to put a bow on everything, happy motherfucking birthday to Malcolm X, my nigga. That's my motherfucking hero, my nigga. Malcolm X is a big fucking example for how I move in life. Like he's a big part of why I am who I am. How I move, how I make decisions, how I approach everything that I do in life. I'm always asking myself, like, what would Malcolm X do? How will Malcolm X handle this? Because I literally look at Malcolm X as a motherfucker who stood on business, my nigga. Like he was the epitome, he was the icon, he was the embodiment of standing on business. So when it comes to me and how I move through life, I always reference a Malcolm X. In truth, in word, in deed, in writings, in speeches, in everything. My favorite speech of all times was the ballad or the bullet, my nigga. My political views were shaped by that speech, the ballad or the bullet by Malcolm X. A whole lot of how I view the world is shit that I read of Malcolm X, shit that I heard from Malcolm X, shit that I've watched and how I've seen Malcolm X through YouTube videos and shit that I used to see on TV when I was little, nigga. Anything that had Malcolm X name in it, I was paying 100% attention because that was somebody who I've always looked up to and looked to as a person of integrity, a person of morals, high character, a person who literally stood on everything they said. and literally lived and died about it, my nigga. So as a person, that's how you should be. That's how I am, nigga. That's what I try to preach and teach to niggas on this fucking show at all times. Like, nigga, find something to live for and live for it, even if you gotta die about it. And I'm gonna drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Uncle Dolemite of the Too Much Game podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. If you would like to support me financially, get you some merchandise at toomuchgamepodcast.store. TOO muchgamepodcast.store. You can get you one of these t-shirts, nigga. These t-shirts are available on toomuchgamepodcast.store. My nigga, go get you one of these t-shirts. Um, You can cash at me too at Uncle Dolemite. Uncle Dolemite, my nigga. If the game blessed you and you ain't got money for a t-shirt, you can send a nigga $1 on Cash App. That'd be cool too. Send me a couple of bucks on Cash App, nigga. That'd be appreciated. And like I said, dog, like support the motherfucking squad, Townhouse Media, Town E House Media, the Sports for You podcast, Sports number 4, letter U podcast. I always got these niggas cracking in the background, live on Tuesdays and Fridays, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. The Sports for You podcast with John Watson, Mark, my nigga Nick Freeze, the greatest fucking segment in podcasting, calling out names. Shout out to them. You can also follow me on all social media platforms at Uncle Dolemite, Instagram, X, TikTok, yo mama boyfriend, YO mama boyfriend. I'm fucking your mom. And yeah, nigga, check out the motherfucking YouTube pages, Uncle Dolemite or Too Much Game Podcast. Subscribe, leave comments, and of course hit that motherfucking like button. But yeah, nigga, that's it. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game.